Hey guys, Ben here with the Afterwork Network and Cinema Obscura. Today we're reviewing a TV show from the early 2000s, The Oblongs. It's a season one only show, and I was fortunate enough for my anniversary this year. My wife is the best. She got me a signed copy from Angus Oblong himself. He even was able to do a little cartoon on the inside, custom made, and he even put that wonderful little sticker there. This dude is fantastic. This was something that a show that's over 20 years old that I was able to get in 2024 on DVD, signed by the original creator of the series. It is insane that how accessible it is. I'll link his website in the description below. You really should check it out. And if you like this series at all, please buy the DVD and he'll personalize it. He's a great guy. He's hilarious. Check it out for sure. As far as episodes go, the series contains 13 episodes. Unfortunately, there is only one season, which when you get to watching this series and if you fall in love with it like I did, you'll realize that, okay, this should have at least had one or two more seasons. This easily had the potential to be a 3 or 4 season show, kind of like if Futurama was canceled when it at the first point, right? But unfortunately, it wasn't. I think mostly because it was ahead of its time. We have a big commentary between the rich and the poor, the hills and the valley. It's extremely Californian, which, as someone from the Midwest, it's kind of crazy to see that kind of culture a little bit different from how it is over here and how it's represented. Obviously, up ahead of its time with some of the representation with Anita Bidet, which is just such a great wordplay for a character. Is there's a lot of things in it that in 2001 were probably shocking, but nowadays are not only commonplace but basically mainstream. So it was very much ahead of its time in that regard and very cool. Some highlight episodes are going to be the Father of the Bribe is one of my all-time favorites. It's the last episode of the season, so definitely don't watch it first, but it's a series that is very episodic in nature, so you can watch it out of order. As I'm looking at the inside here, pretty much all of disc 2 is going to be a winner, starting with Disfigured Debbie. That's a wonderful one where there's kind of, again, a lot of that interplay between the rich and the poor that happens in that episode, and a lot of commentary there. Pickle's Little Amazons, that's one that's it's a good one. It's a very much funny one. It's got, again, a very much ahead of its time concepts that we would see now as more commonplace, but back then would have been very shocking. Let's put it that way. Get Off My Back is another great one, mostly focused on the twin characters. Which another shout out to this series' quality is that they got actual twins to play the conjoined twins, Biff and Chip, because any other series or any other TV show would have just gotten one voice actor to do both and do a slightly different voice. But they went the extra mile to find twins that were around that age and that were able to have that fun interplay and dynamic. And it totally works and totally shows. And that's one of those episodes that really highlights it. Please Be Genital, great one about Bob and the family. My Name is Robbie. That's the first one I ever saw of this series. It's where as you can see, torsoless father gets through some fun shenanigans, gets a set of arms and legs that totally changes his personality and who he is. Hence the title, My Name is Robbie. And then finally, like I said, Father of the Bride, the Bribe, or the Bride. I think it says bride here, but I thought it was Father of the Bribe, so that might be a spelling error. Who knows? But in any case, that's the great ending of it. Um, the disc one obviously has the pilot, which is Misfit Love, always a classic. Definitely check it out. Narcoleptic Scotty, again, another good one. Milo Interrupted, I'm honestly not remembering exactly what happened in that one. I'll be honest, I think the weaker episodes the beginning was a little more shaky. It really found its footing in the later episodes. Buckethead's another Milo focused episode where he basically gets a taste of fame and fortune, and it again changes his personality. Very much a lot of this series is character driven, and the characters are phenomenal. Heroin Addict, it's not like heroin, like the shoot up kind. It's more of like heroin as in being a heroine and trying to be kind of crazy. They do some fun wordplay as well and some fun mocking of like He-Man and She-Ra and those sorts of 80s cartoons, as well as the Xena Warrior Princess fad that was going on at the time. The Golden Child, Again, I'm not remembering exactly what that one's about, but again, it's another probably fun one. Flush, Flush, Sweet Helga. That one, again, very much shows that disparity with the hills and the valleys people, and is again a commentary that was very much ahead of its time and something to keep in mind that you can have all the money in the world, but that doesn't necessarily buy your friends. And that's something that is explored in at least two or three of the episodes in this series. So, very great character driven drama there. In addition, there's also some special features here on the DVD, including It's an Oblong World, which has the show's concept characters and casting, The Art of the Oblongs, which is an Angus Oblong guided tour of his original artwork of the series. Again, this dude is phenomenal. His hand in the series, you can definitely tell. A lot of times we see the modern creative and creations a lot more soulless and there's not as much passion put behind it. This was back in the time when you could have an extremely passionate artist and someone who is a little off the beaten path, let's say, create something that is genuinely beautiful. And had he had his way, this would have turned out way differently and possibly not been as popular and didn't have as much of a lasting legacy because this got a second run on Adult Swim, which was part of how I found it with My Name is Robbie as the first series I saw. And I was like, oh, that's a fun cartoon. I wasn't able to find it for years, but one time on YouTube I found the series. It has since been taken down, and I understand that because it is a high quality series. And if he's able to still sell DVDs and send them and do all this with the signing, I am more than happy to pay for it because it is totally worth it. You also get an oblong picture book with a gallery that's in there with subtitles. It doesn't look like there's commentary as far as I can tell, but again, you get the physical media, two whole discs, and you can get it signed and personalized from the creator himself. How many shows, animated or otherwise, could you say that about today in 2024? Not many. So, if nothing else, if you're a collector of physical media and if you appreciate good adult comedy that's smart, but also something kind of fun and cheeky and knows what it is with some great social satire, go to angusoblong.com, get yourself a copy of season 1 of the Oblongs. There should have been a season 2, but honestly, I don't think there ever will be, and I don't want there to be, because anything made today is going to have this stain. It's not made with the passion and the production value that was possible 23 years ago. It's just not. So I'm glad he's still able to offer this because this has plenty to offer the new and incoming generations. It's extremely funny, it's extremely smart. Check it out. If nothing else, I think you're going to enjoy it, or at the very least, find it so charming that your own family life is going to look a little more normal by comparison. I've been Ben with the Afterwork Network. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you so much, and have a great day. Bye.